Good morning. Welcome to Yoga with Lauren today. Excited to be here and happy you're here to move, start your day with a little presence or find a little presence in your day whenever you're able to do this video. So today we will do some variations on mountain pose, Tadasana, and then we will also do a few sun salutation variations, ending with some cool down poses on the floor. During the sun salutations, it might be nice to have yoga blocks, or if you have a challenge with balance, to have a chair in front of you that you can reach out and use that chair for balance, or those yoga blocks can help too. So gather those props if you need them. I'll fix my really messy hair here and then we'll get going just shortly. Take some time to settle into your seat, grab a drink if you need, and then we'll get moving. Well, I shouldn't say moving because we're gonna center. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat in your chair or on the floor. Scratching your nose if you need to, like me. Must be allergy season, my nose has been itchy. All right, feet to the floor, rooting your sit bones into your chair or the floor, fidgeting around until you really feel like you're firmly sitting on those sit bones. And then think about energetically and physically rooting down through your sit bones, getting taller through your spine, through the crown of your head. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Beginning to find your breath. Finding a deep inhale and a full, complete exhale. And then continue. Inhale, exhale, at a pace that feels serving for you, in a way that feels serving for you, in a way that helps you find your center in this moment. Just breathe. And as you continue to breathe, you can think about reconnecting to those sit bones, rooting your sit bones into the earth, and then lengthening through your spine again. And perhaps relaxing anywhere in your body you need to relax. Maybe it's your face, your jaw, your low back, your neck. Maybe your shoulders need to relax down, back, and down your back. Maybe you could soften and release a little bit in your hips or in your ankles or your feet. Breathe and allow the parts of your body that are holding tension to soften. You can do that by bringing awareness to those parts and then trying to physically soften them. Or you can do that by energetically bringing awareness there and imagine your breathing space into that perhaps tight spot of your body. One other idea of an area of tension, if you want to try and help that area of tension, is just think about sending some real gentle kindness and love to that area of tension. You're not angry at it for being tense. You're being really loving to it, like you were holding a baby. At the end of your next exhalation, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, placing your palms to face up. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, palms come together, exhale your hands down to your heart. And say a thank you to yourself for doing this practice whenever you're able to. And then you can release your hands and make your way up to standing, unless you need to be in a chair, want to be in a chair, or have an injury. And we'll move into the energy medicine wake up. I'm gonna lose my socks here this morning. You're welcome to if you want to. And a reminder during the energy medicine wake up to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth the whole time at a pace that's comfortable for you. And then find your collarbones, trace right down below your collarbones and start thumping, tapping, rubbing there, whatever type of touch feels good for you. As you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then just continue at a pace that feels comfortable for you with the thumping, tapping or rubbing, and with the breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth, breathing. If you know this routine, you can work at your own pace. Otherwise, you can work with me, center of your chest, thumping over your sternum. You could use 1 or 2 hands. So the great thing, if you start to do this wake up routine on your own, do it however feels good for you. Do things as long as feels good for you. Do things a little differently if you need to. If you don't know it, you can just follow along with me, but otherwise work at your own pace and honor your body and what it's asking for. Okay, third thump, side seams of your breast or pectoral muscles. You could either tap, thump, or rub. Sometimes I prefer to rub this spot, the end point of your spleen meridian here, at the side seams of your breast or pectoral muscles. Still inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You can shake that off. Come right under your eyes for the fourth thump. This bony cheekbone area. Helping to ground your energy. If you like, you can picture energy flowing from this spot down your body, down your legs, down into your feet, and then those feet connecting deep into the earth, grounding you to the earth. Great, and you can shake your hands off. And now just take a moment to pause, find stillness and silence, closing your eyes if you like. Tune into your energetic body for a few breaths. And you can slowly begin to open your eyes if they're closed. Move into the cross crawl. Same arm taps to same knee, opposite arm to opposite knee. Do that just a few times. As you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then you can stop and shake your hands off. Opposite hand to opposite knee now, and then continue this kind of marching in place. Let it be at a pace that feels good for you. Might look a little different than me, might be more active, might be slower. You might not want to lift your leg as much, but work at your own pace and keep that in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth, excuse me, breathing. So here we're helping to pick energy up and move into crosswise pattern with this. Okay, you can stop that, shake your hands off. Let's do the zip up, helping our energy move upward. Great time if you want to set an intention for your day. Take your hands in front of your low body. If you want to think of an intention, you can think of one. And as you're ready, hands just come right up the center line. You can tap your chin if you like. And as you exhale, your hands come down around you. 2 more times, your own pace. Inhale, pull energy up, pull your intention up. Exhale, send it down around you. Until you've done 3. And after you've completed 3, we'll do the hookup. 3rd finger to your belly button. Opposite hand, 3rd finger between your eyebrows. You could either press in or you could hover your fingers in space. And if you like, as you inhale, you press in and pull up. As you exhale, through the mouth. 2 more times, your own pace. Great, you can shake your hands off. Did the wake up. Way to go. Do it every day. Okay, we're going to move into our movement practice. Reminder, if you have yoga blocks and like to use them, you might like them handy. And then I'd like you to stand with your feet hip width, pointed straight ahead, rooting down through your feet, mound to your big toe, inside of your heel, mound to your pinky toe, outside of your heel. Good. Think about aligning your hips over your ankles, shoulders too, nice aligned posture. Getting broad through your collarbones, rooting through your feet, tall through your spine as you find your breath and breathe in a way that's comfortable for you. So perhaps now that's in through the nose, out through the nose. Unless you like a few mouth exhales, that's great too. Tune into what your body could use. Find mountain pose and breathe. As you're ready on your next inhale, reach up with your arms. Good. And as you exhale, lower your arms. Gaze wherever's comfortable. That might be in front of you. Maybe you want to look up at your hands and do a little bit of a back bend. See what feels good for you and your body. Continue as you inhale to reach up. And as you exhale to lower your arms, doing whatever feels best for your neck as far as your gaze point. Just tune into your breath, work at your own pace. next time you come up, go ahead and come up to tiptoes. You might like to stare at something in front of you when you do this, and then as you exhale, you lower to your heels, and continue with that for a few rounds. Inhale, coming up to your tiptoes. Exhale, coming down to your heels as you lower your arms. Working at your own pace of breath. It feels nice and serving and calming to you. Or maybe energizing. Whatever would serve you. Do about 3 more depending on your pace. And then after the last one, just lower your arms. Shake things out. Go ahead and shake out your hands, arms, feet, neck. Shake out any tension, anything you want to let go of. And you want to swing your arms back and forth a little bit. Just a little bit of a shake out here. And then work your way back to mountain pose and stillness in your pose. Feet are hip width, pointed straight ahead, rooting through your feet, tall through your spine. Hips over ankles, shoulders in line too. Finding your breath. As you feel stable in your feet, pushing into the floor, getting taller through your spine, breathing. On your next inhale, reach up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, crescent over to the right. Push your hips to the left. Breathe, let your shoulders come down to your back. And then come back to center and switch your grip and crescent the other direction. Find your breath. Breathe space into those tight areas of your body. Send some gentleness to those tight areas of your body. And then come on back to center. Release your hands, shake things out again. All right, and then find mountain pose. I'm gonna change views. Aligning my hips over my ankles, shoulders too. Pushing through my feet, getting tall through my spine. So we're gonna move into our sun salutations. If you want yoga blocks in front of you, or maybe a chair for balance, because we'll do some forward fold, stepping back to a lunge. So gather your props if you need, and then find a nice aligned mountain pose, and breathe. Settling into your body, finding stability in your feet, and then think about turning on the muscles of your legs, isometrically drawing your legs together, energetically from your feet, pulling up into your hips. So you got super strong base in your legs. From your hips, push down the bones of your legs into your feet. From your hips, get taller through your spine. As you're ready, inhale and reach up. Exhale, hands to your hips, bend your knees, forward fold. Release your spine, release your head towards your knees. If you don't regularly practice forward folds, or you're it's the morning and you're tight, you can keep your knees bent. Or you can work on straightening your legs to come deeper in your forward fold if that's serving you. See how that feels. If it causes you tension and pain to straighten your legs, why don't you keep your knees slightly bent? Hands are on your legs, the floor, or yoga blocks. Let that spine release. Find your breath. Breathe. On your next inhale, lengthen forward from your hips. Exhale, fold forward. And do that 2 more times, lengthening your spine, lengthening from your hips, staying really grounded in your feet and tone through your belly, working at your own pace to do 3. And then finishing with a nice fold. Go ahead and bend your knees and then step your right foot back to a lunge from here, and choose if you'd like to have your knee down or if you'd like to have your knee up. That's up to you, but really think about getting stretching out from one foot to the other and getting tall through your spine. So as if you could kind of pull your yoga mat apart with your feet, getting more length in your stance, and then extending through your spine here in your lunge pose, breathing either with your knee up or your knee down. Deep inhale, full exhale. Plant both hands to the floor. Maybe you either could come to all fours and do a knees down plank, or if you want to do a regular plank, hands to the floor, step your left foot back to a plank. And then you're going to exhale down to the floor. Hands are alongside your chest, toes on the floor, forehead on the floor. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Get length in your spine as you inhale your forehead and your chest up into a cobra. Only come up as high as your back doesn't hurt, so that might be really low. And think about drawing your shoulder blades down your back, getting a little more length in your spine. Breathing. Lower your head to the floor. Bend your knees and come up into an all-four shape. Make sure you have room on your yoga mat. And then root down through the mound of your thumb, root of your index knuckle, mound of your pinky outside of your wrist. Walk your knees 2 to 3 inches behind you. As you're ready, press into those hands, draw strength into your shoulder blades, lift your knees to downward facing dog. Or maybe you choose to keep your knees down and do a knees down puppy pose. What would serve you? What would honor you? Choose that pose and breathe. If you're in dog, find any movement that is serving for you. Perhaps bending one knee and then the other. Really focus on keeping your hands grounded into the mat. Mound of your thumb, root of your index knuckle, mound of your pinky outside of your wrist, and especially press down through your index knuckle. Breathe. Breathe space into your body. Find any movement that's serving. You can always lower your knees to puppy. Few more breaths in whatever shape you've chosen or whatever shape would honor you for a few more breaths. And then if you're in dog, as you're ready, lower your knees. Step your right foot forward between your hands or however you need to get it there. Rock and step your left foot forward. Come into a forward fold. Releasing your spine, finding your breath. Softening where you need to soften. Staying really grounded in your feet. Tone through your belly, pubic bone pulls up to your navel, sides of your hips pull in. Hands on yoga blocks, your legs, the floor, either option. As you inhale, lengthen your spine forward. As you exhale, fold forward. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. After you've done 3, hands to your hips, inhale, stand up, reach up, fingertips to the ceiling. Palms come together, exhale your hands to your heart. Release your hands, and just breathe in mountain pose. I'm gonna grab a drink of water for my throat. Just breathe. Breathing some space into your body in mountain pose. Finding your center. Finding alignment in your posture, in your breath, in your mind, in your body, or just breathing. And as you're ready, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to your heart, then your hips. Slight bend in the knees as you forward fold. I'm gonna scoot back a smidge. Again, you can either have your knees bent or straighten your legs in your forward fold. Find your breath. Breathe space into those areas of tension. With your hands on the floor, your legs are yoga blocks. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold your spine. 2 more times your own pace, staying grounded in your feet, tone through your belly. Moving at a pace that's serving for you. Breathing at a pace that's serving for you. And then bend your knees, step your left foot back to a lunge like so. Either knee up or knee down, whatever is serving for you. Good. Hands are alongside the floor, or you have yoga blocks. Think about isometrically drawing your legs away from each other. Getting more length through your legs, and then more length through your spine too, broad through your collarbones, breathing. Okay, options here for stepping back to a plank. You could lower your knees, come to step your right knee back and do a knee down plank, or you can plug your hands into the floor, step your right foot back into a regular plank, or you can do knees down, okay? Extend from your hips out through the crown of your head, from your hips out to your heels. Exhale, lower down. Forehead to the ground, toes to the ground, hands are at your chest. Draw your tailbone towards your heels, tone your belly. From your hips, extend through your spine. From your hips, extend out through your feet. Gently lift your head and chest into cobra, shoulders down your back. Tone through your belly. Breathe here in cobra. Exhale, lower your head down. Rest for a breath, release. And then push into an all four shape. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Root down through the mound of your thumb, root of your index knuckle, mound of your pinky outside of your wrist. Walk your knees 2 to 3 inches behind you. Push your hands to the mat, draw strength in your shoulder blades. And as you're ready, you can lift your knees to downward facing dog. Or you could just have knees down puppy pose like so. Choose the shape that you would like and breathe there. If you're in dog, any movement that is serving to you, bending one knee and then the other, coming up to tiptoes, maybe like one-legged dog, whatever you'd like to do. Experiment in your body and breathe yourself open. Sometimes I like to twist a little in my dog. So just experiment. If downward dog doesn't serve you, lower your knees to puppy or maybe even a child's pose. Take care of yourself. A few more breaths in whatever shape you have chosen or whatever shape you want to be in. And then lower your knees. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Rock and step your right foot forward between your hands. Fold forward. Release your spine. Breathe. On your next inhale, with hands on your legs, the floor or blocks, lengthen forward. And then fold forward. And do that 2 more times at your own pace. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Fingertips to the ceiling and then palms come down to your heart. Releasing your hands and then coming down to the floor. Hallelujah, I'm ready to come down to the floor. It's hard to do sun salutations and to speak them at the same time. It takes a little more effort in my body. All right, so down on the floor, and let's bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. If this feels super uncomfortable, you might like to sit up on a blanket or a pillow. And you want to roll to the front side of your sit bones. So for me, it helps me to kind of roll forward a little bit, or maybe you pull the flesh of your bum away to really get on those sit bones. Good. And it might feel nice to have your hands on your feet here. If you need to create a little more length in your spine, you can think about taking your hands to your hips, or you can take your hands to your hips, push into the floor. Good, get taller through your spine. For some people in this pose, they like to stay upright, like just like this. For other people, you might like to walk your hands forward and to fold forward, or maybe you just want to hold on to your feet. See where you want to be, either with your spine more upright. Typically, if you have super tight hips, an upright spine might feel better, but you see what feels true in your body. And then find that position, and let's just breathe in a little bit of silence. You could even close your eyes if you like, allowing your body to soften after all the little bit of movement we did in our sun salutations. And you can think about letting your inner thighs rotate to your outer hips to open your hips externally a little bit more if you like, or you could just soften in your pose and not worry about thinking about your hips opening. So whatever's serving for you there. As you're ready, you can bring your hands, you can bring your spine a little more upright, bring your hands to the outside edges of your legs and push your legs in, and then come to lie on your back. With your feet on the floor and your knees up. Maybe you have a ponytail like me and you might want to loosen it so it's not hurting your head. Good, just breathe on your back for a little bit. Perhaps hands on your belly. Feeling that breath. All right, and feet on the floor, knees are pointed up. Go ahead and take your arms out in a T shape. And as you're ready, push your heels into the floor, lift your hips up, shift your hips over to the left, let your knees come in towards your right shoulder, and then twisting over like so, arms in a T. And then an option to keep your knees bent. I'm gonna have to shimmy to straighten my top leg because I got too close to my couch here, or you can straighten that top leg. So you're in a twisted shape, and then it can feel really nice, like if you do have a couch or a wall like me, to push into something, or you can just keep your knees bent. And there's an option to grasp behind the knee crease of your top leg, either if your knees are bent or if your top leg is straight. Do a little bit of a hold there. Just breathe, gaze wherever's comfortable. So either at the ceiling, you want a little bit of a spinal twist and it feels okay in your neck, you could look to the left, or you could look to the right, whatever feels comfortable on your neck for gaze point. It can feel really nice if you do have your legs straightened to have a wall or something to push your top leg foot into. Really helps me get into my hip flexor area, feels nice. And then if your top leg is straight, go ahead and bend it. Support the outside edge of your knees as you bring them up to center, and shift your hips so you're in nice square alignment again. Feet on the floor, knees are up. Let's see the camera here. Arms out in a T, press your feet into the mat, lift your hips, slide your hips over to the right, knees come into your left shoulder, and then you're gonna let them fall over in this 90-degree shape with your legs. You can either stay there or straighten your top leg, and an option if you wanna reach behind your knee crease with either hand that feels comfortable, or maybe coming underneath. It would probably be your left hand that's gonna feel the best. And again, gaze wherever is comfortable, either the ceiling, maybe to your right for a deeper spinal twist, or perhaps even to your left, what serves you for your gaze. Few more deep breaths. And as you're ready, you can bend that top leg if it's straight, and support the outside edge of your legs to bring your knees back up and shift your hips so they're aligned in your spine. And then an option here, if you have time at home and you want to do a Shavasana on your back or any other pose of choice, you can. I'm going to go ahead and roll up to a seated position to close class. So if you're ready to close class, you have something you want to do, that's fine. Just choose where you want to be, finding a comfortable position, either on your back to continue Shavasana or a seated position. And as you're ready, just find your breath. Taking a nice inhale and a full complete exhale. And then do that again. Deep inhale, full exhale. If you like, you can bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands at your heart. Pausing to thank yourself for doing this practice. And if there's someone or something you want to extend some love and light to, you can think of that person, persons, or situation now. And I'll end with a namaste. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.